I think it's important that people know how deeply you go into research mode to get your films together. So can you talk about your research trip into Beirut for Syriana?
It's really a funny, yeah, it is a good story. It's a weird story. Being by yourself, landing in the Middle East at the airport, at the Beirut airport, in a post 9/11 world, when there's just nobody around that looks like you. And you feel automatically like this kind of exposed American fear. It was spooky. But my cell phone rang, answers, and it's a guy. And he's a acquaintance of an acquaintance of Bob Baer, who's our, as you know, our ex-Iraq bureau chief, but also the man who wrote, See No Evil, which See No Evil is about, is infiltrating, a lot of it's about infiltrating Hezbollah in Beirut in the 80s. So here's a guy whose book is the #1 bestseller in Beirut at this moment, for talking about how he infiltrated Hezbollah. And his friend's friend is calling me up, and it's just this voice. I've never met him. The voice goes, I have something very special you can do, but I can't tell you what it is, and you have to do it right now. I'm standing in line, like waiting to get my passport stamped in Beirut. I'm like, what? Now? Yes, right now. And you can't tell me what it is? No, but my driver will be out front and take you. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, really, you'll be glad you did this. Oh my God. So I go out and I get in the back of the car with this guy who doesn't speak any English, and I don't speak any Arabic. And we're driving down the highway from the airport. Suddenly, boom, car just turns off, and we're through this narrow road, and I know exactly enough to know about Beirut. I know enough to know that I'm in the southern suburbs. I'm in like the place that's the Hezbollah stronghold. And I'm down these little narrow streets, they get narrower and narrower, and I'm clueless. Turn. I start looking, and there's guys with guns. There's guys with guns stuck in their waistband. There are guys up on roofs with rifles. Anyway, this gate drops across the road. Like it's a public road, and there's a gate operated by private people. You're just not used to seeing this. It's like not like guys in uniforms. It's like guys in like t-shirts with guns stuck in their waistband who've just decided to close off the road, like as a hobby. They took me out of the car. They took my backpack, my pins, everything out of my pockets. They took my belt. They took my shoes. And then they took me around the gate and put me in this other car, and then they blindfolded me like a little. And I just, it happened really fast.
Did you think I'm going to get executed?
I thought, it's weird. Like two things were going on simultaneously. One, the way they were dealing with me did not feel like a kidnapping. Like it felt like this is done a lot. This is the standard security. I mean, it felt more official, even though it didn't look official.
Right.
Like they weren't manhandling me and screaming at me. They were being polite, but then, so that's on one hand. And then on the other hand, you've been to Beirut for 15 minutes and you have a hood over your head and you're back some fucking car and you're riding through these streets. And I'm just sitting there going, you're the dumbest person ever. You're incompetent. Your connection is Bob Baer, a guy who infiltrated Hezbollah. I mean, all these people want to do. I've met all these Syrians and guys in the Syrian intelligence, and they're like, Baer cannot go to Beirut. Baer cannot go to Beirut. It's too dangerous. Everyone's read that book. They all want to know who did he flip in the 80s? And these are guys with long memories. They want to know who Baer flipped. Who was the CIA working through? And I'm like, and who are you? You're the guy that's been in the newspaper who's adapting his book. It's stupid. Anyway, there's guys standing around like you're waiting to meet like your local alderman in some neighborhood. It's like in a civic, people look like farmers waiting to ask favors of the Godfather. And I'm just waiting. And eventually a door opens and a shadow passes, and this door opens and they bring me in. And Fadlullah's there with some of the political people from, he's the spiritual leader of Hezbollah, and some of the political people are there. And it's very austere and very quiet. Everybody has a gun. They put me in a high back chair next to him. He doesn't speak English, I don't speak Arabic. And we just sit there. And it's really strange. And then finally the door opens and in comes the friend of the friend, who speaks great English and perfect Arabic. And he says, I'm so sorry I'm late. This is Sayyid Fadlullah. This is a great honor. Ask him anything you like. And my response is, I'm just like, I can't think of a thing. I had no idea what was going on. With context, it wasn't a kidnapping. And it didn't feel like a kidnapping, really. And with context, you would understand that.
Yeah.
But you're just like, what am I doing here? I have a child.
Man, my jaw's on the ground. This stuff is amazing.
It's just like, And I think I say to like people, filmmakers, like people, particularly aspiring writers, I talk to a lot, and I'm always mentoring people through these different programs, and I'm always saying, it's just, the best stuff is out there, You don't have to be, Mankiewicz or, one of these guys, I don't have that level of skill. It's just, there's so much great stuff out in the world. If you just leave LA, leave the country, go out in the world and just listen, there's just, the great stuff will be handed to you.